Welcome. Today we are going to be speaking, highlighting, and contouring. A lot of the times people think this is harder than it actually is. And today I'm going to show you my method, the way I do it, the way that I simplify it for an everyday basis. I'm going to start with cream products just in case you're interested in knowing the whole entire thing. For instance, if you want to go to a party, you might want to do cream products and then powdered products because that's going to last you all night. If you want to do it on an everyday basis, you might want to skip cream products and you might want to just contour your face a little bit. So today let's jump into that. I'm going to show you how I highlight and contour with cream products and how I do it with powders. To set it afterwards or to do it sometimes without putting cream products on. So I already have my foundation on. I don't have anything underneath my eyes. That's probably why you can see my dark circles. But I put a light layer of foundation on. You don't want to put a thick layer on because you're going to put a lot of products on your face. The reason you don't want to put a very thick layer of foundation on if you're going to cream contour is because you're going to look cakey and you don't want to look cakey. Anyhow, I'm going to start by concealing my under eye circles. I'm a mom and I've said it a lot of times, I don't always sleep correctly, and when I need that extra help I usually use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. It's an orange corrector for your under eyes. It really helps. It cancels out the purple and the blue tones under your eyes. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to apply it in the inner corners of my eyes. That's basically the area where my dark circles are heavier. And then I'm just going to blend it out. If you have very dark under eye circles, you might want to try the orange corrector before you use the concealer. The orange corrector actually cancels out those spots, and sometimes concealers accentuate your dark circles because we use 1 to 2 shades lighter for contouring, and we just brighten that area where we have the dark circles, and our dark circles are more prominent. So if you want to cancel them out, just go in with the corrector and then use the brightening concealer. I'm going to start with the highlight and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. I'm going to apply this under my eyes in an upside down triangle basically. And then I'm going to put it in the center of my nose. And then I'm going to do a little tree on my forehead. I'm going to put it on top of my Cupid's bow, on my chin. And basically your contour line, when you use your darker shade, you're going to apply it right here. So what I do is underneath this part, because this is where your cheekbone is, so underneath this I usually apply a little bit of concealer. So whenever I blend it out, my contour remains sharp. Looks a little weird right now, but it's going to come together, I promise. We want to make our cheeks stand out, so we put the light concealer where we want to bring attention. We want to bring attention under our eyes. Personally, I don't want to bring a lot of attention to my forehead because I have a big forehead. So what I'm going to do with this shade is I'm going to apply it here on my temples and then on top of my forehead. I'm also going to apply it in this area. If you can't see your cheekbones, if you can't find your cheekbones, don't worry about it. Grab a brush. Measure from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth. That's where your contour color should go. This is where the dark color should go. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to apply the dark color And for this, I'm also using the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm gonna include every product I use on the description bar down below. And then if you want to contour your nose, you just add this to the sides of it. This is going to make your nose look smaller. And then you just put some around your chin area just so you can cover your double chin if you have one. It's okay, sometimes we make all weird faces when it comes out, and if you're contoured down there, it's okay. So now that we look like this, we are just going to blend out the product. So now that we have our contour going on, now that we applied the shadows, where the dark area is, we want to create shadows. Where the light area is, we want to bring out. Now we blend with our beauty blender or whatever beauty sponge you have. If you want to apply concealer to your problem areas, you can also do that when you do this. Personally, I get redness around my nose, and sometimes I'll conceal. We want everything to look as natural as possible, and you might be thinking contouring is completely not natural, and I understand where you're coming from, but I guess it's supposed to make us look more symmetrical. Everything looks a little weird, but I promise it's going to come together. As far as my nose, I usually blend it out with my fingers because that's just what works best for me. But by all means, if you don't like to use your fingers, I understand. So we blend until everything looks put together, and then we are going to move on to setting. We set with a translucent powder, any type of powder that you want to set with. I am going to be using the banana powder today. I'm going to use this powder to set underneath my eyes, underneath my T-zone, on my T-zone. I usually always set my T-zone because that's where my oils are more prominent. So now to set the rest of my face, I am going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. I am going to set everything else with this powder, and I'm just going to grab a brush that I got from BH. I actually like BH cosmetic brushes quite a bit, and they're awesome. Anyhow, and for our contour, I'm going to be using the Bahama Mama bronzer from the Balm, and I'm going to be using another BH cosmetics brush. The reason I'm using this bronzer is because it's not so orange. It has a cool tone, therefore it's perfect to create these shadows. When you contour, you don't want to put an orange bronzer across your face. You don't want to put a glittery bronzer across your face. It needs to look natural as we can make it look. It needs to look like a shadow. It needs to lift our cheeks up. Anyhow, let's try to do that because I'm all talk and no action. Try not to go beneath this line. The thing is, if you go underneath this line, what you're doing is you're dropping your cheeks down, and what we want to do is we want to lift them up. So if there's some people that try to contour and they bring their cheeks down instead of lifting them up. So just remember, whenever you do it, if you're not sure, just get a brush and measure top of your ear to corner of your mouth. Try not to bring your bronzer or your contour, even your blush below that area. We blend, that's what we do, we blend. Usually with no additional product, I like to bring it around this area. I like to bring it a little down and just round it up so your cheek can look nice and rounded. So what I'm gonna do right now is to just clean up my contour. I'm gonna grab the banana powder again, and I am going to apply some of it underneath my contour. That way, if I brought the line too down or I did any of those mistakes that I was mentioning before, it gets cleaned up. There we go, we already did that, so see? So now we are going to bronze our temples, bronze contour our temples. Remember, if you don't have a big forehead, you don't need to bring the contour down so much. And if you think you overdid it with your bronzer, with your contour color, you just grab another powder, just it in the middle. Remember, we blend, we blend, we blend, we blend. This is the brush with the contour color again. As far as our nose, I'm grabbing this brush right here. And let's do this. Let's do this nose. This simple nose job. Wow, I just put a bunch of product on. But do not be afraid, we are going to blend, people. I forgot to just, we'll blend. Let's start blending. There we go. And there you have it. If you want to do something that's everyday, I suggest you skip the cream part. Obviously, you can do it without having to use any cream products. You can just put your foundation on and then just contour a little bit with a bronzer that's not too warm. That's what I suggest. That's what I like personally. Now let's look at our contour. And my hair is not doing a great job. But see, what we did is, what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring our cheeks up and make our face look more symmetrical and flattering. What contouring does is it makes our face look thinner, our cheekbones, they stand out, and the areas underneath our eyes, the area, if you have a small forehead and you want to make your forehead look bigger, you just highlight a little bit further up and you're good to go. If you have a big forehead, you do what I did. You bring your contour color down and it hides your huge forehead a little. So that's just, those are techniques I use. I believe it's simple, like I said. So you see, I just wanted you to check out the contour a little. You can see. And I haven't even applied blush on. That's just a bronzer. That's what I'm saying. If you're in a hurry and you want to do a quick contour, you could even skip the blush. You're bringing light and dimension to your face, therefore blush is nice, but if you have to get out the door quick, you gotta do what you gotta do, and this is the end. I hope you like the contour routine we just did. I hope you find it helpful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your requests and comments down below, please. Start leaving requests and comments down below. Interact with me, people. We're here to bond over makeup. Anyhow, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.